So we are back. We are still looking at some different digital applications that we can use. So let's move into our Quizizz, which is another just one of my favorites. So I like Quizizz, I like Kahoot, but I just like them both for very different reasons. So with Quizizz, it's similar to Kahoot, except each student on their own personal device can actually view the questions and answer choices. It just makes it a little bit easier versus with Kahoot, if you're playing live and it's not student self-paced, they have to be looking at you projecting it from the whiteboard. And sometimes I'm just not in a position where I can give up my computer and have it on the rolling cart to project. So I also like to do Quizizz. So Quizizz you can actually find in your Clever, and you can click on it. It's going to log you into your Quizizz. There's two different ways that you can make a quiz. They have something new now, and it is teaching with Quizizz. So cool. We will look at that a little bit later. Let's just look at the basics, and then we'll go into how we can actually make our quizzes into a lesson. So there's two different ways that you can do this. One is you can search by topic. Two is you can create. So let's look at both. Let's go ahead and search by topic, and let's do context clues. So let's do context clues. What I like about Quizizz that sets it a little bit apart from Kahoot is that I can look at what grade level this is made for and easily determine like if I'm going to use this or if I am not. So here's a context clues. This one is for 5th grade English. There's a couple of different things that we can do with Quizizz now. One is we can just start a live quiz right away. The second is we can assign it for homework, which is their answer to the self-paced Quizizz. I've done both and I like both. So let's look at both of those. I will scroll down and read it to see if I like it. And so we're going to say that this is one that I like. If I don't want to look for it ever again, I'm going to press save. And I can decide if I want to save it here or if I want to create a new collection. Let's create a new one for today and call it our YouTube demo. We're going to create it and our quiz is saved in our YouTube demo. So we are going to press done. And we know that we did it right because it has a save. Now, what I also like about Quizizz is that I can share it with other instructors and I can also print it. So if I wanted to share it, I would just click share and then I would look for who I'm actually trying to share it with. So if I wanted to share it with Mrs. Gonzalez or Mrs. Rodriguez, I'm simply just going to press the share button. Or I can copy the URL or I can enter in their email address. Any of these ways will get this Quizizz over to the instructor, the teacher that you are trying to share it with. So let's go ahead and start a live quiz. There is classic and instructor paced. Instructor paced is another beta version. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So I would stick with classic for right now. You can decide if you want them to take it as a test, if you want them to do a classic at their own pace, everyone has their own device, or if you want them to do teams. I kind of switch back and forth between classic and teams, just depends on what we are doing. Teams I use when we're looking at things like Jeopardy or, bingo or different things like that. Participants can attempt unlimited times. The only reason why I keep this on is because sometimes if the kid presses like the X or presses a different button on their Chromebook, it'll kick them out. If this is not checked, then it will not let them back in. And then power-ups, when it's fun and it's just a review for us, I turn the power-ups on. when it is an actual like DOL that we're doing, I turn the power ups down because I want to see what they are actually getting. And then from here, I am ready to go. So I can press continue, or I can choose to actually assign it to one of my classes. So I'm just going to press continue because I want to get this party started. So this is your Quizizz. Your students are going to go to joinmyquiz.com and they are going to enter this code. You have something right here that says or share via, and you can just send it right on over to that Google Classroom, put it on that stream if you just want them to be able to click it and then go directly into it. It'll still be live, but it's just, to me, sometimes an easier way. If you want to change your theme, you can always change it. I'm going with a Halloween theme, of course, because it is October. And then once students start to actually join your quiz, and I'm going to join again from my cell phone, just so you can see what it looks like when you actually start. So I am putting in the code. Join a game. And so now we have a student here. If a student doesn't put their name, or, for whatever might happen, you can always remove that participant just by clicking here. So I'm going to go ahead and press start. It's going to count them down. And then I will usually just turn that sound off. And so what you're now going to see is as the students start to answer questions, if they get them right, the little dots will like shoot over here to the green. If they get them wrong, little dots will like shoot over here to the red. So I'm going to start answering questions so you can see what that looks like. Right here, you can keep track with how many I'm getting right. So I am going to get this one wrong just so you can see what this looks like from my end. So you can see, so this is where I'm usually like, okay, Miss Boykin, slow down. All right, so that is what our quiz looks like when we are just doing it when someone else has already made it and we're just launching it. So I'm going to go ahead and exit. They have their little show for the kids. And then you can actually see like what was the accuracy. I like to look at the toughest question together just so we can look at it. And then you can see here which ones I got right and which ones I got wrong. You can, if you want to, download the results. That's up to you. So I'm going to go ahead and exit because I also want you to see something else. Right here, there is reports, and you can actually click on reports to see what everyone actually scored. So that is super awesome. Okay, so now let's go to create so we can create our own. We're just going to do a quiz, and we will go over the actual lesson part of it at a later date. So let's name it YouTube demo, and we will say this is for English. We're going to go to next. And now you pick what you actually want the students to do. So you can add a picture here if you want to. Just click there, click on the picture. And I know that you are probably like, okay, Boykin, you're using the same picture for everything, but it's just the picture that I had on here, so that's why I'm using it. And here's where you can select which grades it's to. I'm not going to select that. Well, it wants me to, so I guess I have to. Let's say this is 5th grade to 6th grade. We're going to go ahead and save that. And then we're going to look at the different questions. So you can do multiple choice, fill in the blank, open-ended, polls, whatever you want to do. So let's do multiple choice. Here's where you write your actual question. and then your answer choices. And then make sure you click one of these so they know which one is the correct answer. We are feeling excited. You can add pictures here if you want, or you can add math equations here if you need to. Also, you can add media, so you can do an image, audio, or video. You can honestly do whatever. If you want to do like an answer explanation, you can do that right here as well. And then if you wanted to tag topics, you could. I honestly don't do all of that, but you can. I do more than 30 seconds. I do 60 seconds, so I give them a minute, and then I save it. And then now I can move on to my other one. So you can do an open-ended question if you want to. You can do check boxes, which are literally the same thing as multiple choice. You also have fill in the blanks. This is great when I am doing my vocabulary quizzes on Friday, because a lot of times I want to know, do they know how to actually use this word in the context? And so I will do a fill in the blank for that. And then there's also a poll option that you can do as well. The poll option and the open-ended aren't actually graded, so sometimes I shy away from those and go with the ones that are graded. But if you are just looking for like a quick, check-in, do you understand this? You could definitely use the open-ended. So now we're going to say we are done. And now we can go ahead and launch our quiz. So same thing. I can save this to a specific category. I can share this with someone. I can print it. I can duplicate it, start live. I can assign it for homework. If I assign it for homework, it wants to know, like, when are you assigning it? And so you will go through this process, and then you can just put it right on their Google Classroom. I am going to delete this just because this was for a demo. So I'm going to go ahead and delete it. All right, guys. So we looked at Quizizz, how to create our own quiz, how to search for a quiz, how to assign a quiz. If you ever have any questions about features on Quizizz, please feel free to reach out. Have a great day.